This is Gamble Quest, where we discuss all things gambling, poker, blackjack, roulette, dice. It doesn't matter. If you're gambling on it, we discussing it. Let's go on this journey together as we educate ourselves on the gambling world. What's up, everybody? This is Emmanuel at Gamble Quest, and today this is a last second interview with my boy Riley. He's an up and coming, very, very good poker player here in the Tampa Bay area. We're just gonna get into a little discussion about how he got into poker. We're gonna talk a little bit of strategy, but I don't want him giving us too much because I know he got people to battle. We can't give up all the secrets. But first thing I want to say is, Riley, thank you for taking time out your day and interviewing with me. And I know you like to play, and I know you don't got a lot of time, but thank you. I really appreciate that. Riley, so tell me where you're from. How did you get into poker?
Born and raised around the area, local. Born in Tarpon Springs, grew up here around my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
I have some vague memories of playing when I was like 14, 15 years old,
Mhm.
like slowly getting into the game, not like playing for money, and didn't really get into it too much. And then when I was like 20 years old, no, actually like 19, just before I was 20, I started playing home tournaments with my dad actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like ran cold in them. I couldn't win a tournament for like 3.5 months. It's like a 2-person like sit and go, and then I like go home, study a bit, read a bit of a book. It was actually like Phil Hellmuth's like baby poker book.
Mhm.
I very rarely remember it. It was like play like 14 hands, so
Mhm.
like sevens plus. It's like king jack plus. It's how we actually plays today, probably, right?
Okay.
And I went and I cashed the tournament, and I go and I cash the home tournament too, all in the same day. I go play
wow.
for like 7 hours. They're like 6, 7 hours. I go play home tournament for like 7 hours, and then it was the thrill. So I started multi-table tournamenting,
Mm-hmm.
like just playing it. I was like super in love with them. I'm still in love with them today, and it's eventually what I want to do. But I realized I wasn't properly rolled for like the good tournaments,
Mm-hmm.
and so I started playing the cash to like learn it, and then just really like fell in love with the game
Mm-hmm.
even more so then and there,
Mm-hmm.
because it showed me so much more of the community that there is in poker, and
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of like why I enjoy doing the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I always love to talk about the game and enjoy it. Like, you know, I do everything in the casino. I'll sit down and play 1-2.
Yeah.
1-2, 1-3, 2-5.
Yeah.
2-2 PLO, right? Tournaments. Like I just think it's all a blast. Like just to be playing poker, having a good time,
Absolutely.
like learning the game. Enjoying new different people. Like you sit at a 1-2 table, it's a whole different vibe than the 1-3 table than the 2-2 table, and I just think that that's like so cool.
Yeah.
And I've been having to like kind of dial that back lately because I've been really like trying to take my game to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
It's like finding that balance of like, God, I love the game and I want to have a good time and keep everyone here, but like I need to do the best that I can. And like I'm a professional and I need to be making the most amount of money I can at the table, like any given time. Like I need sure I need to create a good environment, but at the same time, like what borderline's that?
Gotcha. Riley, you're young. How old are you?
I'm 22.
You're 22 years old.
Freshly 22.
Freshly 22 years old. Happy belated birthday. You said that you started playing poker with your dad. That's how you got kind of introduced to it.
Mm-hmm.
What did your dad think about you taking it serious and playing it for a living and playing it full time?
He does really enjoy it actually because he knows that I'm really a competitive driven person, and that he knows that like I'm not just gonna like not keep working it up. I eventually I before this played a lot of football, and I had a scholarship, and then I got injured and all this stuff. So instead of going to college for it, I just didn't, and then I went to local college, and so I kind of wasn't really myself until poker, I guess, because it's given me something to like I can get better at every day. Like I play something like it's really cool to see the like a month ago, like even a month ago, how much better I play than today. Like then 6 months ago than to a year, like. And so I think my dad like really understands that and sees that because like I used to go to the tournament and like lose to him, and so he's like, if you've made all this work in a year, like he really sees it, I guess. And so it's really tough because it's really tough for most people because they don't have that, and I guess he like plays with me and he sees that, and he can like see me get better at the tournaments, and but like for somebody like my mom who thought I was gonna play, football.
Football,
She's
yeah.
like, oh, still do business and all this stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
I still want to do, some business inquiries, but
Mm-hmm.
I definitely see myself playing poker probably for the rest of my life, especially tournaments.
Wow.
Like, I don't want to play cash games for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like I have to make a living instead of a cash table for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like nosebleed stakes, but like I eventually like would just love to play 2,500, 3,500, travel and play them, make 800 a year, which would be your if you're really crushing the tournaments, like how I was crushing the tournaments prior. So but
that's awesome.
That's just dreams and aspirations at the moment.
That's awesome. So your dad is really supportive of you, and that's really odd sometimes, because I know that sometimes people look down at poker players or gambling. They look at it as gambling, but me and you both know that if you apply strategy and over a long period of time, you can beat the game of poker. Let's just get right into it, Riley. How do you improve your game? Do you watch videos? Do you talk to people? Do you coach? Like, tell me about that.
So initially, it was just YouTube videos and like no hand reviews. And whenever something would come up, I would just like look up a YouTube video relating to the topic. And it was helpful, but it was really slow. And it definitely like hindered me from improving my game a lot. What I do now is I write my hands down and I review them. I have not started working with solvers, but I've been talking to a lot of friends. I have a couple of friends that I just play Hold'em with, tournaments and PLO. And what's tough is like I've just like been going back and forth from each of them, so I don't really have anyone to like consistently talk to. But I have been getting a couple of good friends who've been playing the tournaments and PLO with me lately, and I'll put hands into ChatGPT, and then I'll like really like work it down. I'll give it everything to the situation, stack sizes, what their tendencies are, like what I want to do in the hand, whether I want to be loose aggressive, like whether I think they're going to fold. And then like, sometimes I might give you a mistake, but you can like give it stuff back. And then I'll review it with the person, like Lee Kang, Forrest R. I've been reviewing hands with them lately, and really helpful, super supportive. And like even just talking it to them sometimes, like I see it better, and like that's really helped me, I think, improve a lot. Just having somebody else's point of view on a hand. And I have some courses actually that I was very lucky to split with somebody. So I have like 5 or 6 courses, 6 of them, 3 PLO, 3 tournament ones. I'm almost done with one of them, and I like got a fifth of the way through one, and then decided that I wanted to start doing setting the tournament ones. So
how do you approach people about hands? Because I know it seems like some people are not willing to share information because it's such a competitive field and we're playing for real money. How do you go about asking somebody to help you with your game and go over a hand with you? And how do you know the information they're giving you is going to be legit? It's going to be valuable to you.
You have to remember what I started playing. I started playing $40 home tournaments. So like for me, just like that was what they're always doing. It's like they don't have table etiquette, and like I'm just so used to like if they're my friend, like I don't know, I get too suckered into it sometimes, where like I don't really like talk hands with most people, but like, and I've gotten a lot better at it now, and I used to be bad at it like the first 6-9 months that I was playing, or just like trying to be too nice to everyone, talk hands with them and be like that. But just like you have to have your small group of people, your 5, 10, not even, sub 5 is fine for most people. But for me, I guess it's like 5 because I have the pot limit and I play the tournaments and I play cash. And I'd argue that you need a whole different mindset for each one of those games. Cash no limit, tournaments, and PLO. It's like 3 completely different games, very different mindsets of people that play it and stuff like that. And so it's really like to each their own. Like some people just have one person they talk hands with, and that's fine. They'll never need it. The tournament player Carl M used to have a group chat with like 8 or 9 people where they'd like all discuss hands with, which I just like. As I said earlier, like I love the game and I love to hear hands. But I think that would be too much. I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to do that. I got like 9 or 8 of my buddies. They're all good friends. You know how I am. I'm friendly. I'm a nice person. And I don't know if I could do that though.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that there's like a borderline where it's like each person kind of knows when it's enough. And Carl's a sicko, and I love Carl. He's a nice guy. So Carl, 8 or 9 people in that group chat was probably perfect for him, you know? And like for me, I can really only discuss a hand with like 2 or 3 people max in like the one thing until I start getting overworked. I'm just not at that point yet. You know, I really need to just work on like my intermediate stuff. You know, I need to accept that I'm not advanced right now. I'm just intermediate, beating the game. You know, I got to keep working on it. You know, like put in the moderate amount of work. You know, like not overwhelm myself. Really make sure that I'm not over confusing myself and, you know, making sure I'm doing the right thing. You know, being the best that I can be.
Gotcha.
And so I've really, I think, enjoyed the new people that I've met and talking hands with and stuff like that. And I've really now lately solidified who I really enjoy like talking hands with. And so I think it takes some time actually for everyone to really figure that out, you know, and be like, oh, okay, like this person's, you know, actually really cares about the game, or this person's just a gambler, you know, and they really think that they're just like lying to themselves, you know. And so just like, you know, some people just want to play and have fun. And for me, like having fun is winning chips.
Definitely.
You know, like I don't know how to describe it. I'm a super competitive person. Like back when it came to football, I play video games. Like I've gotten better at it lately, but like I used to not be able to just play a solo player game. Like I have to be playing something multiplayer. I have to be like crushing. Like if I'm not like beating the game, it's like whatever. Like I'm just playing Zelda or I enjoyed Mario and stuff like that, but it was like kind of like, you know, like where's the action? You know, like I like that. Like I want to be crushing it and playing it. And I've accepted that not everyone is like that.
Yeah. And
it really, you have to like really want it in poker. I think that's what makes it so special when you like beat the game and you have these people that can actually like play the tournaments, you know, because like, you know, to win a tournament, like 95% of the people that we play cash with couldn't do it. You know, you have to, you know, run some sick bluffs. You have to go all in a lot, pick up so many pots. Like you can't blind out. You know what I'm saying? Like you really have to like push it and like constantly chip up, you know, and really like find those spots and fight for it, you know, and everyone doesn't have that. Yeah, I'd argue most people suck at it, which is why I enjoy the MGTs. Most people can't really, you know, don't really want to get uncomfortable, fight for pots, get put in tough spots, you know. So that's what I enjoy, and I found the people lately who also enjoy that, and I think it's gotten me a lot better at the game talking hands with them. And I've just only now scratched the surface. So I've like lately, like very soon, I'm going to take my game to the next level. It'll be so much more to come.
Yeah, I definitely see the passion and the fire in you especially when you speak about tournaments. But like you say, it takes a different set of skills for each game. You know what I mean? From PLO to Hold'em to tournaments. There's definitely a certain skill level and a certain amount of skills that you need for each game. I want to back up a little bit and ask you. You started off in home games playing tournaments. When was your first time going to the actual casino and playing in a casino environment outside of the home game?
So I had the experiences when I was a kid, like 14, 15, played a little bit. I play like December, November, I think, and then I go into the casino in like January to meet a friend like next to it, and I just play like a little cash game for like
what year was this? How many years ago?
I was like 20 years old.
Okay, so you're 22 now, so about 2 years ago.
Yeah, about 2 years ago. And so I like meet up with a friend at a derby because I was meeting him for something.
Okay.
And he was inside, and I was like been playing at home, so I go and play. Dusted $100, you know, like top pair. I forget, it so long ago.
Yeah.
you know how it goes. And I like go back in. I play the tournament for months. I think it was like only 3.5, 4 months of me playing the home game.
Okay.
It's like a $40 home tournament. Nothing big, you know.
Yeah.
Just like everyone's like getting high, drinking, you know. Playing a home tournament.
Just having a good time.
Having a good time. Yeah. Honestly, having a great time.
Yeah.
And that's why I love the tournaments, because cash to me feels not pointless, but just a little pointless. You know, like when you play a tournament, like you really have that goal.
No, I don't agree with that.
Like,
cash games are not pointless.
Cash games are...
It's some people that make a really good living playing cash games.
Trust, I know.
They're not pointless. I wouldn't say pointless.
I know, but like it's like the drive. I make a good living off cash games now because when I like switched, I wasn't rolled to play $400 tournaments, and the rake and the $100, $150 ones are so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I realized that, and I was like switching to playing for a living,
Mm-hmm.
getting out of babysitting and what else I was doing before while I was in college, I was like, okay, I can't play the tournaments because the rake's so bad, and so I was like watching videos or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then guy talks about bankroll management, and he's like, also like you can't, if you're gonna play $100 tournaments for a living, like it's a horrible idea because most of the monies get raked up.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, I guess I'll be playing cash for a living.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when you play the tournament, like you're really like fighting for something. I don't know, like in a cash game, like you just have to like build the pot every hand, and it's like inconsequential. But like in the tournament, I feel like you're really like fighting for the glory, like who the best player is. And there's a lot of variance over it, sure, but like the best tournament player will prevail most of the times. I mean, like, Maurice Hawkins has 16 or 17 now World Series of Poker rings. Phil Hellmuth has as many as he does for World Series of Poker non-circuit events. And I definitely think that the skill gap between those players is like so much higher, and their understanding of the game is so much better because they can play 200 big blinds deep. They can play 20 big blinds deep, 5 big blinds deep, 10 big blinds deep. They know how to play against every single type of player. Loose passive, loose aggressive, tight aggressive. They know how to handle pay jumps. They know how to handle ICM money. You know what I'm saying? Like when you play a cash game, it's like, all right, I'm playing against, loose fish, right?
Me, you point at me. Thank you.
No, I know. No, he's my dog, but he's a phenomenal player. But like you're playing against loose fish, like just like you're gambling, like whatever. Like when you're playing a tournament, like you're really
locked in.
You're really locked in. You have to play the absolute best poker you can because every pot is like half your stack or your stack. When you're playing 20 big blinds deep and you raise to 2 big blinds and they call, there's like 5 bigs in the middle. Whenever you bet and they call, half your stack's in the middle. Then boom. So a fourth of your stack's in the middle on the flop, and then half of your stack's in the middle on the turn.
Get some water. Yeah.
So I think it really like defines who's the better player, even more so because the mistakes are just so punished rather than like in a cash game you just like rebuy and it's whatever and jokes and laughs it off.
Yeah. So we know in poker, you don't win every time. There are losses. There are the wins. The highs and lows. How do you maintain a level head when you're winning a lot? And how do as a winner when you're winning so much? What's your mindset how do you maintain a level head?
That is actually something that I have I think struggled in, and I've gotten a little better at it. When I am winning, I do tend to feel very very on top of it, and sometimes it does help though, because then you just get in that mood and you start really hitting. But lately I've gotten better at just making the right decision every time, and I think today I've really, in like this last couple weeks, I've gotten a lot better at it because I've been on a little heater lately, so I've really like noticed that, and I was like, wow, like I need to just play every day like zero. Like I gotta play like there's no points on the scoreboard, get out there, work my ass off, every single day, come and get a win. Doesn't matter, what I did the day before, like it's a different day, like I gotta make it happen, whether it's making a good fold or, doing this, making a good call, or, I'd argue that poker on like a day-to-day is like 80-90% luck and like 10% 20% skill, and then like over the year run it's like 10% luck, like 90% skill. So like on a day-to-day basis, like 10 or 15 decisions over my 8 or 6 hour cash games are really going to define my day. But then like a lot of variance is going to happen, especially like when I play PLO, right? Like going to play a 200-400 big blind pot where I'm like 70% a lot.
Yeah.
Like, well, it's just variance, or like 400 big blind pot and I'm like 25-30% 4 ways, and I'm in the pot for 20% of it. That's printing.
Yeah.
If I'm in the pot for 20%, I have like 30% equity. Like I'm just gonna have to go with it and like not really kind of get that out of my head that no matter like sure I'm playing good, like I got dealt the cards, whatever, but just really locking in and knowing that like not to get on top of my world and being the best person, and understanding that if I keep making the right decision, I will be the better player in the long run. And the more on top of it that I feel, the less likely I am to make the right decision. Because you're running high, you're just like, I'm gonna hit. Like, let me put some more money into the pot. Like, and I've totally found myself doing this, and I've
Mhm.
gotten a lot better at just like breaking it down and thinking more like a computer.
Mhm.
You know, like ChatGPT, as I said, like
Mhm.
instead of like thinking about it like my hand, I've gotten a lot better at just like taking my head up and looking at it from like an eagle eye,
Mhm.
like thinking about this guy's point of view, you
Mhm.
know, my point of view, the board, you know, what the like
Mhm.
table dynamic is sometimes too.
Mhm.
Because I think a lot of that stuff goes unviewed actually. And I think if it's the little stuff that you pay attention to, like sometimes like table dynamic or like hands that they played, you know, which is why you can never be on your phone at the table, you know.
Mhm.
You know, some people like always say, "Oh, every time my wife calls me, I lose."
Mhm.
Well, when you're frantic and you know trying to get even when your wife calls you and you're not paying attention and you know what I'm saying, like
Mhm.
it's gonna happen, you know, like
Yeah.
if you want to really be locked in, like you can't let anything distract you, you know. And I've actually gotten better at that. I think 9 or 10 months ago, got a text. It made me a little uneasy, and
Mhm.
I was like gonna keep playing, and then I just realized I was like, wow, like I need to go home because I'm not in the right state of mind,
Mhm.
and I will not make the right decisions here, and I won't play as well.
Mhm.
And I think that's why these games are so good sometimes, because
Mhm.
when people aren't in the right state of mind, what do?
They play.
They go
They play.
play.
Yeah.
They
They
know they
play.
go
Yeah.
play. Period. Not
Yeah.
play crazy. When people
Well.
don't feel good at home and they're like,
Okay.
I'm bored. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been a
Yeah.
shitty week. Let me go blast it off.
Yeah.
So like, and that honestly, I will say this. That used to be me because before I was playing the tournaments, I started playing a lot more cash.
Mhm.
I had something happen personal, and so I found
Mhm.
myself playing a lot more cash,
Mhm.
and so I was actually replacing something else in my life with cash.
Mhm.
It was a previous relationship
Mhm.
and football, so it was
Mhm.
like because I'd play football, you know, most of the time, and I'd work out, and so like
Mhm.
instead of working out and playing, like I'd study and play poker.
Mhm.
When in reality, like I shouldn't have replaced working out with like studying. Like I should be doing everything.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And so like I wasn't in the right state of mind when I was doing
Mhm.
that, and I think like learning all this stuff so young has really helped me. Like,
Mhm.
you know, me breaking myself when I'm 20 years old. Like, so instead, when I'm 25, I'll be doing fine. Like,
Yeah.
I think it was really cool. Like last year, I bought myself into both main events, the $2,500 they had
Mhm.
and the $1,700 they had.
Wow.
And I'm 21 years old. Like,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
know I had 100% of myself the first time.
That's
I had
awesome.
50% of myself the second time. Um, and actually, a funny story. So I played the $1,700 main event, the one they just had like a month ago. I bust. I'm like super carded after like 3.5, 4 hours. Okay, if I make 1,700 on the 2-2 game, I'll go back and play it.
Yeah.
It didn't even take me 28 minutes, man. I sat down, $500, cashed out 2,400, 2,300.
Nice.
Went and played it again. And I made the website too
Mhm.
for on my second bullet for like the worst reason you can make it.
Okay.
I had nines. I shoved middle position. Cutoff has kings. Button has aces. 9 in the window. King on the turn. Ace on the river.
Yeah.
I like
That's
posted. It was insane.
yeah. That's
But
an insane hand.
and most players will go home and feel like shit
Mhm.
and like you know what I'm saying, like eat junk food and you know go do this and
Mhm.
you know like you know binge and I this happened at the start of the month and I've had one of my best months that I've had ever
After that happened.
after that happened, just
Nice.
because I went home and I knew that I was in the right place doing the right things.
Mhm.
What other 21-year-old can
Mhm.
go make 1,700 in
Mhm.
30 minutes playing tutu
Mhm.
and go buy into the main event and act like nothing happened?
Yeah.
And I can still go play the game.
Yeah.
That's sick.
What, what do
That's
you
insane.
what do you think your maturity and your strong mindset comes from? It was your how you were raised, or was it football? What did you get such a maturity and a strong mind?
I I think sometimes I really do have that, but I think I actually argue it sometimes I do lack that, and I've gotten a little bit better at that sometimes.
Mhm.
But I think part of that is like me having that knowledge of knowing like I'm not as mature as I can be,
Mhm.
is really what's key. And I think just from like a young age, I was always taught like just to keep getting better at what I'm doing and never to be like content with what I'm doing.
Mhm.
Like so I've always like really like pushed myself to really be like, oh, like is what I know really what I know?
Mhm.
And I think with poker, it's kind of taught me to like be humble and like accept that no matter what I do, like, you know, as long as I, you know, do the right thing in the long run, like
Mhm.
it will work out and just have a good attitude and stuff like that and
Mhm.
really be as humble as I can. And I think it's just like respect,
Mhm.
honestly. Like I think it's so much better for the game, I guess, rather
Mhm.
than like just me being like rude after a hand, you
Mhm.
know, and I just tend to be a positive person, I guess. It's like it is really hard like lately because I've been a little bit more quiet, so I've been trying to find that like
Mhm.
fine tune
Mhm.
of like because sometimes I can be very immature because I'm just trying to crack a joke,
Mhm.
and I do apologize for when that happens, and I think it just takes a feel understanding, you know, like you've played a lot of hours with me,
Mhm.
so you know like anything I say is in good faith,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
and sometimes it just takes like it takes a hard thing to get that because
Mhm.
every hand there's a loser,
Mhm.
you know, and that's the sad truth of poker. You know, the game I love, like every hand somebody's gonna lose, and
Mhm.
you know, me trying to have a good time and laugh it off, like
Mhm.
everyone isn't gonna like that, you know,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
the other day you sacked me in a pretty big pot, and
Mhm.
what did I do after? Laughed it off.
You laughed it
I
off.
laughed it off pretty well. I had the whole,
Well,
I
you
had the
did.
whole table laugh. Well,
You did
no,
look a little frustrated.
initially,
You did look
yes.
a little frustrated.
But okay, 3 or 4 minutes later, to be laughing it off
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
table,
yeah.
like
You're fine. Yeah,
yes, I'm frustrated because there's $2,300 in the middle, and I'm
yeah,
over 80% to a river.
Yeah.
How like you're lying to me if you don't get frustrated. After
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm
do,
saying? And so I've gotten a little better lately at like hiding that.
Yeah. Mhm.
And I even got up after that. Like after I made the table laugh, I still got up. You remember? I still got up.
Mhm.
As you should. Like
Mhm.
if you, bro, most people don't make 2,300 in 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Like
True.
I lost that in a minute or two. Like
Yeah.
get up and walk around.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And I think that that's really taken me to the next level lately. Getting better at reviewing my hands, knowing when I should be at the table and shouldn't be, taking those breaks. You know, like really being the best player that I can be. Yeah.
Okay. How do you deal with lose? Like, is that the way you deal with losing? Do you like when you're having a bad session? How do you? What's the next step? You know, we. What's the next step after your bad session when you get home? Or just a losing streak? How do you deal with a losing streak, a bad session, a downswing? How do you deal with those things?
I try to like just like give it some relax, like study for a bit. If I'm playing bad, I like to review my hands, but
Mm-hmm.
actually if I'm running bad, and this is actually something that I was talking to a tournament player today about, if I'm running bad and I'm playing well, and
Mm-hmm.
because I review my hands, like not every single hand I'm getting better at it, but
Mhm.
like 70% hands, 60% hands I write down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if I like review them, like 9 out of 10 of them I play well.
Mhm.
When I'm losing, like I'm just gonna keep playing,
Mhm.
just because like I'm playing well, so I should keep playing.
Mhm.
But when I am losing, I do enjoy taking nice breaks. I've been enjoying nature lately more,
Mhm.
going to the beach, you know, enjoying the um, many parks that we have around here in the
Mhm.
area. You know, the near Derby they have Wheaton Island.
I've never heard of it. Huh.
It's actually phenomenal. It's
Yeah,
so
nice
nice. It
park.
has a balcony, like a watchtower,
Mm-hmm.
goes up like 50 feet in the air.
Oh
You
wow,
can literally see Derby from it.
wow.
I mean, it's beautiful. You have the bay, and it has there's like a trail with like crabs, and you can see the water. Fish
Mm-hmm.
are like right there.
We got a
It's
trail back. We got a trail back here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
so sometimes just walking that
yeah.
for 30 minutes, right, and then just sitting down,
Mm-hmm.
just to like get my head out of it,
Mm,
and it's really helped. I think a
that's
lot,
good.
like because I'm a very fast paced person. I don't really stop ever,
Mm-hmm.
and so lately I've been stopping with that. So like, because a lot of my day is like, I don't like to sit down. I don't watch TV.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten better at reading lately. I've
Mm-hmm.
been reading more poker related content and like lifestyle stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and tournament stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'll just like get up. I play the morning game at PLO, so I get up, literally brush my teeth,
Yeah,
grab food on the go. I'll
yeah,
grab like yogurt and like a bar. I'll eat it on the car
yeah.
after I brush my teeth. Eat it in the car. Get to the game, play, go home, work out. I mean, like work out, right? Go home, shower, right? Study, play games, and then I'm asleep. Like 10:30, 11.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's my day, like 90% of the time. And so like finding like the time to stop and go to the beach, and
Mm-hmm.
all that other stuff. Because I used to be very like social awkward by myself. Like I
Mm-hmm.
just have a hard time just adventuring by myself. I don't know what it is. I'm
Mm-hmm.
very sociable. Like when I have somebody with me, like I go everywhere, do everything.
Mm-hmm.
But like lately, it's been hard just to find the time to just go to the beach by myself and really
Mm-hmm.
like sit in solitude and just enjoy it. Because
Absolutely.
like as blessed as I am to play poker, like being in a casino is hectic.
Yeah.
Like Is there ever a time in a poker room where it's silent?
Never.
Unless you're in Derby at 2, 3 a.m. and it's 2 tables.
It's never silent.
If you,
That's
but
probably the only time.
that's the only time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Well, at Hard Rock, even at 7:30, I'd say it's a little quiet when
Yeah.
I first get there. But 8:39, it livens up, and even when I get there, I liven the game up.
Yeah.
I get there and everyone's like, Riley,
Yeah.
ha ha ha,
Yeah.
and they just because they know, chips are about to fly for sure. Like because everyone's in that morning game, it's actually really good because everyone always has way more money than they usually play with.
Yeah, definitely.
So either they won't put it in or they're putting it in every time with bullshit.
Yeah.
So I just know that this guy's never putting it in. Like he usually min buys.
Yeah.
And he's stuck for 7 or 8 buy-ins and he's got $1,500. He's not putting it in unless he's got it.
Yeah.
Which is why I min buys.
Yeah.
This guy who also min buys puts it in with whatever and he's got 2K. So I can just farm him and this guy's never calling.
It's funny you say that. I mean, I enjoy when I'm sitting deep and I'm playing deep poker. It's because you could just do more things. You can make more moves. You can see more streets when you're deep. I love that part about poker. But I want to get back to you. You said when you wake up, you brush your teeth, your yogurt. What's your pregame before you get to the casino? Are you thinking about what you're gonna do for the day? Like, what's your pregame? Before you go sit down and play as you're driving, or what do? You listen to video, music? What's your pregame?
What's actually funny is in those drives, I'm just so blank because I'm so wired. At every other time of the day, when I've been driving lately, to and from, I just give my mind 30 minutes, 40 minutes of just peace. Because during the day, I don't have it. I'm at the table all day, I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, we're playing 2-2-5, this person folds, I open, just to keep the hand in my head and hand history and stuff like that. And so I think that having those breaks where I just give my brain 30 to 45 minutes of just peace really helps me.
No music, no anything.
No music for sure.
Okay.
I'm music 40 full volume screaming music.
What you listen to? What's on your playlist in your car?
I actually enjoy everything besides for classic and country.
What you listening to right now? What's your pregame music then? What's your
right now lately? Yeah. It's I'm trying to think of it. It's been a lot of.
What style of music is it? What genre?
It's been a lot of hip hop lately. I'm trying to find the.
Okay.
No, it's on the tip. It's literally on the tip of my tongue. Okay. I can't think of it. I've been listening to everything lately.
Okay. All right. Couple more questions and we're gonna wrap it up, Riley. Who do you look up to as far as professional poker, or is it somebody that you just play with on a day-to-day basis, or a tournament player? Who do you look up to? Who inspires you?
I think a lot of the tournament players that have been doing it for a long time, I like to enjoy and watch. Somebody like Daniel,
Daniel Negreanu.
Really, really inspirational. Goes, basically completely broke, right? Moves back, builds up his role again, right? Makes it off playing the tournaments, super nice guy. Everyone always talks such great things about him at the table, super friendly person at the table, and he also knows when to stop his table antics and be serious, and it's something I've been getting better at lately. And I think that a lot of people could learn from that too, just to have a bit more fun at the table, and so I think that that's really a good role model. For lately though, for watching tournaments, I've been enjoying a lot of Michael Adamo, Amar Martirosyan. Do you know who those players are?
I know who Michael Adamo is. I don't know the other player.
Amar Martirosyan.
Yeah,
he's also plays a lot of the similar style of Adamo, super
aggro, aggressive, yeah.
Just betting a lot, playing a lot, and not as aggressive as Adamo.
Yeah, Adamo, he's really aggressive.
I know. I've been trying to get that lately, but what I realize is he's exploiting the players that play those tournaments. They fold too much, so he's betting. You know what I'm saying? The players that we play against,
they're not folding.
Call too much.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna make more money when you have which is, you know, lame, right?
Mhm.
And that's why I think most players can't beat the low stakes tournaments because
Mhm.
you need to just like low key knit it up,
Mhm.
right? Like, but when you're playing against the table against good opponents, and then that's when you really get to like get out of line and really be a good player, you know.
Mhm.
And that's why I think Daniel is such a good person to watch because like Adamo, for example, is never tight. Like
Mhm.
like if you ever watch him play a tournament, like he's always blasting it off.
Mhm.
He's always got a high VPIP. Like he's trying to play a lot of pots, right?
Mhm.
Like Daniel, when you watch him, can play all styles of poker.
Mhm.
He can play tight. He can play loose. Like he can play middle. He can play small ball. He can play big bets. You know, he can bluff it off, right?
Mhm.
Like so, I think that really shows the like expertise and confidence and craft that he's put into his game to know that he feels comfortable doing all styles of poker
Mhm.
and he feels comfortable talking about it and having a good time at the table, you know. And so I think that like yeah, Daniel Negreanu, like
Mhm.
that's really a lame answer usually, but I think for the reasons that I like enjoy it, I think it's really cool because of how much he enjoys all aspects of the game. You
Mhm.
know, he's an avid PLO enjoyer. Did you know
Mhm.
that?
Daniel Negreanu,
Yeah,
he's an avid PLO.
enjoyer. Yes,
Yeah,
he's an
yeah,
avid
yeah.
PLO
He
advocate.
plays
Yeah.
everything though.
Oh yeah,
He's from the old school. They
but
play
oh
seven
yeah,
card stud. They play all type of
but
games.
his favorite game that is he does say that he does enjoy the PLO.
PLO,
Yes,
okay,
yes.
okay.
Like if they had to pick his like when they play dealer choice games, like
Mhm.
dealer picks,
Mhm.
he picks PLO every time.
Oh, okay. Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
he goes to the
Yeah,
series and he picks PLO.
yeah.
Also, because
I would think tournaments. I would think his
knowing
game.
the hold'em.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Well,
no
no, but
tournament.
the thing is he can call people down more and like play more pots.
Mhm.
You know, like if you're the better player
Mhm.
post flop, right? Give yourself more cards
Mhm.
because then you know what I'm saying. In the long run, like you're gonna have it and you're not gonna have it
Mhm.
more, so then you're just gonna make more big bet decisions, you know.
Mhm.
But like playing the hold'em tournaments, like people at 15 20 blinds, they just
Mhm.
like get to go all in and bet him out of the hand, you know.
Mhm.
Like he opens button, right,
Mhm.
shove big blind,
Mhm.
right, can't do that playing pot limit, right. I open button 3 big blinds, you shove fucking big,
Yeah.
we're seeing a flop,
Yeah,
bro.
exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so then he gets to play real poker, you know.
Yeah.
And then the flop comes, right, you know. And if he's super aggressive, right, you're gonna have to give him less respect, you know.
Yeah.
And play, you know, more poker. And so I think that really emphasizes his ability to like enjoy the game and
Mhm.
like learn from it and you know all these different aspects of it, you know.
Mhm.
So I think that's absolutely phenomenal to be playing for that long,
Mhm.
do as many things as he does, play the high stakes cash, you know, regular cash
Mhm.
tournaments, mixed game tournaments, and to be crushing them for as long as he has.
Mhm.
I mean, last year he won like $2.5 million playing, right?
Mhm.
He won the Super High Roller Bowl and then he won the 2 other tournaments. So
Mhm.
it's like what 47, 46 year old
Yeah.
smoking them, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane.
He's been playing for a long
That's
time.
insane.
That's
man.
that's really
Pretty
good.
insane.
Riley, what is something that poker taught you that you apply to your life?
Can't count all your eggs.
Can't call all your eggs.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Go, explain that to me a little bit.
Just always prepare for the worst,
Mhm.
hope for the best, give
Mhm.
it 100%. Like bring as many as you can, be prepared to lose them all.
For
You know
sure.
what I'm saying? Like
For sure.
you got to be, you know, every man for himself too.
Mhm.
You know, like as much as I talked about as friendly as I am, like it's really taught me like, you know, have that circle of friends that you have
Mhm.
and that be it. You
Mhm.
know, like you just gotta focus on yourself. Like
Mhm.
when you show up to the casino, like from a professional, like
Mhm.
you should be there. You're there to win money.
Mhm.
You know, and I think me having more fun helps
Mhm.
me win more money too.
Mhm.
And it also just, you know, makes people want to play with me more. You know, I have some really good action that just totally enjoys playing with me. You know,
Yeah.
like I don't know what it is, but and it's like I went to Vegas for a month last year.
Yeah.
I come back to the casino and
Yeah.
gosh, it's like I'm a donator, man. Riley, it's so good to see you. Hugging everybody. God, I miss you.
Yeah.
I smoke y'all on a week-to-week
Yeah.
basis. I show up here, take all of your lunch money
Yeah.
on a week-to-week basis, and
Yeah.
y'all are acting like
Yeah.
I'm a donator or something.
Yeah.
You know,
That goes to show you that there's different dynamics. You know, you can be
100%.
a crusher in poker, and people avoid you,
for sure.
or you can be a crusher in poker and people still enjoy you. So that's something to think about for people that's watching and listening.
And that's why lately, as I said, I've been
Yeah.
having such a hard time trying to find this balance
Mhm.
of like I can sit there and be the kid with sunglasses and hoodie on,
Mhm.
like is it gonna cost me more money in the long run?
Probably. Maybe.
It's
Maybe.
close.
I mean, you won't get
It's
invited to certain
close.
games
I don't
if
play private games.
you don't play
I
right.
just
Okay.
play. I just
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
casino. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's nothing like
Yeah. Well, then
hating on
at a
private
casino,
games.
it won't. It won't.
It's nothing hating on private games.
Yeah. I would say it won't hinder you if you don't play private games.
Yeah, I mean,
But there's some really juicy private games.
oh, I agree 100%. I just like, the $40 home tournament I play, like it's super comfortable. Like I can just show up, right?
Yeah.
Dad's been playing there for 10 years. Like I just don't enjoy the like non-security of the home games.
Gotcha.
I have played in a couple of the private games I have around here. Somebody I've known for a good time that I play with. Somebody who I would argue, and this is very hard, is even more joyous and friendly at the table than me.
Yeah.
And I don't want to bring it up,
Yeah.
but like, and he's just a great time, and he runs a phenomenal game, and I'd play in that game any day of the week because I trust him like really well. And but besides for that, like, it's like, I don't know, like I could just go to the casino and win there. Like I don't have to risk money, and they're usually raking more in home games, etc. too. Even though I do think there are some really good home games, but the hourly I have playing just a morning PLO game is insane.
Yeah.
I show up at 7:30, 8 a.m.
Yeah.
I leave at 11 or 12. I play for 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
I make 800 a day.
Yeah.
The hourly is like 100, 200 in that game.
Yeah.
So I've been getting good at that lately. Just like instead of playing all day, 8 or 9 hours, just playing the game when it's really good.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad about hitting and running because most of them leave at 12 o'clock anyways, right? Or like they've been there all night, and then so like what? Like you've been here all night, man. I'm gonna go. Like I don't know. And when you're there for 3 or 4 hours, that's plenty of time too. Like say you're there for 2 hours, you win a big pot and leave an hour later, or half an hour later. Like that's standard. I don't know.
Yeah.
Even as a pro, I don't think you need to be there all day. I've enjoyed lately just going like 4 or 5 days a week, but for like 5 or 6 hours a time. But it's actually gotten a little harder because I live a little farther away from Hard Rock. So I've been trying to do 10 or 8 hour sessions lately, just because I live in Largo. So it's like a 50 hour drive. So I've just been trying to get my 8-10 hour session in, play 4 or 5 days a week. But lately it's been like 6 or 5 days a week because I've been really in the grind mode. What I do like to play when I'm running better. Yeah. So when I'm running good, I like to keep playing. I've had nice little stacks at the table lately. Yeah. I had a hand the other day. I'm winning a pot. Somebody says to me on the river, in the hand, "God, I'm sick of seeing Riley scooping pots." Yeah. That's sick. Yeah. That's like main villain shit, bro. Yeah. Like I'm stacking a pot and he goes, "I'm sick of seeing Riley scooping pots." I'm like, my bad, bro. Like I guess like I couldn't miss. Yeah. But like, because
that's the name of the game is to win.
I get my money in like really good. Yeah. And I'm pretty aggressive, and I play a good chunk of hands compared to like most regs, and I think I play them more aggressively, so I think it definitely like helps. Yeah. And I think like knowing when to like I can bet 3 or 5 big blinds, and then when you make it 15 or 20, like boom, I can play for 100 whenever I want, and just like knowing like when to turn up the gas and when to not has gotten me such a good player, because like if they just raise, I got to call 10-15 to win, 35, 40, 50, right? Like I'm getting a good price, so I can always continue and then play good poker there. Definitely. And so I've gotten really good lately at just like turning up the heat when I have it. Just like boom, I'm in the pot, like playing games. It's not like a tournament, I can be loose, play a lot of hands, and then boom, action 3 bets me, right? I can get it in good, So I've been good lately at like getting in a good, seeing those spots, like really understanding it. Like I mean, you saw it the other day. Got it in really good. Both hands we came by. Absolutely. So that's all you can do.
All right, this is the last segment, Riley. Something I'm going to be starting new. I'm going to start it with you. I'm going to say a word. You just, what's the first thing that comes to your mind using one word? I'm going to say a word, and you give me one word. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Fish.
Action.
Okay. Phil Ivey.
Stare downs.
Awesome. Very true. Poker floor. The floor at the casino. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Well.
Why do you say well? I need more info on that one.
Okay. Usually, it's actually not true. But
Yeah.
I was just thinking of the like 2 or 3 poker floors that I know.
Okay, they're whales.
In the area.
Okay.
Yes, that are definitely whales.
Okay.
And they have like a little side businesses that they run too.
Okay. Content, poker content.
Educational.
That's fine. And one last one. Hard Rock. What's the first thing come to your mind when you think about Hard Rock?
Action. Slots. I mean,
slots, poker.
Yeah, kind of. It's Hard Rock is so in depth, I guess.
Yeah.
There's just a lot that goes on every time.
Yeah.
Because for me, that room is so much, and like, it's as much as it's nice. I just like it because they have the monopoly in the area. So like, when I do think of Hard Rock, I have a slight distaste for it.
Gotcha.
But I do love the floor that's there and all the dealers and everyone that plays in the room. But the room is run a little subpar.
Gotcha.
The rake's really bad because there's no competition in the area. You know all this. So it's just like a room.
Gotcha.
But
yeah. Well, Riley, I appreciate you taking time, man.
And I appreciate it. Always love talking about the game that I love.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy spreading it.